Hello, here I'm going to show you how to make really awesome stealth window covers to put in the windows of your vehicle for privacy while you are camping or sleeping in it at night. Now this is my car, it's a Toyota Prius. I converted it into a camper. I made a video on it, it's on my channel, and it is my third car that I've converted into a camper, and I have tried many different variations of window covers and curtains. I've tried different materials like reflectix and cardboard and coroplast, and I've used Velcro and magnets and snap buttons and duct tape, and I've gone through so many different prototypes of window covers, and the ones I have now are the ones that I feel are one of the best design that I've come up with. Now this is one of my window covers. As you can see, I wrapped it in black fabric on both sides, but yeah, so basically inside this window cover is coroplast, which is the same kind of plastic that they use to make politician signs, and I wrapped one side really tight with black fabric, and then the other side I have it there's a little flap there. But yeah, I have one for each of my windows, and I've been using these window covers for 8 months now, every single night, and they've held up great. So here's inside my car, and the window cover, you put the side that's wrapped real tight against the window like that, and you just push it in and it stays there, and the little flap that comes like that, it covers any light leaks. And yeah, so here I'm going to show you how to make these. I have, like I said, I already have these for all my windows, but there's one window in the back that I need to make a new one, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a new one and show you how I do it. And also, I just wanted to say, the other reason I love these so much is because they look so much better and they feel so much better. Like the covers I had in the past was like a shiny silver, when you have reflectix in the window, or any other kind of material, and like that shiny silver on all the windows, it really looks ugly over time. And when I have these like a solid cloth material in the window like that, it makes it feel more homey inside and more cozy inside your vehicle. Alright, now here are the items you're going to need to make these window covers. You're going to need black fabric. The kind that I use is called duck cloth. You can use any kind of fabric, but this is what I prefer. It's also called duck canvas. They sell it at Joann's Fabrics. It's a little pricey. It's $10 a foot, but it's very thick and heavy duty, and it's better to use like a thicker cloth because it helps wedge the window covers in the windows a lot better, if that makes sense. You need a hot glue gun with extra glue sticks. You need spray adhesive. I recommend this 3M90 spray adhesive, and that's because you can see it says it's moisture and heat resistant, industrial strength. And you need aluminum foil. I'll show you what for in a second. And you're going to need coroplast. This is the coroplast. It's the white cardboard. Like I said, they use for politician signs. You can see the material. They sell it at Home Depot for in 3 different sizes. You need to measure your windows and figure out how much cloth you need and how much chloroplast you need. You'll probably need, if you're going to do an entire car, you'll probably need 2 cans of this. And yeah, let's get to it. So this is the back of my Prius, and the window cover that I'm going to be remaking is one of the windows that's on the hatch. It's not this big, strange shaped window. It's this long, skinny window right here, and this is the cover right here. I made it out of a really thin, cheap material, and also I didn't use the spray adhesive to glue the fabric to the plastic, so it's like really the fabric is like really floppy and stuff, and it just doesn't sit in there well. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and remake it. Now, when you are going to cut out a piece of this plastic to make a the mold for the shape of the window, you have to have an exact shape of the window. And how do you do that? Well, there are many ways. You can use paper, you can use wax paper, you can use cardboard. Here I'm going to show you how to do it with aluminum foil. Since this window is long and skinny, I can just use a one straight piece like that. For the side windows, you can just tape a few pieces of aluminum foil together, with regular tape. But yeah, here's how you do it. So basically, you just get the foil, and you be very gentle with it. and you put it up in the window like this. Alright, so here I am inside the hatch. So yeah, as you can see, you go like this, and you put the foil up against the window, and you be real gentle with it, and you just crumple it in along the edges to make, you see, you're making a mold. You're making a mold of the window so you can trace the mold on the plastic to cut it out. Alright, so here I got it about done. So you want to, like I said, you want to just crumple it in along the, the edge of the window. And there it is. There is a mold of that long and skinny back window. Alright, and then you take the mold very carefully and lay it on the piece of plastic, the coroplast. And then take a marker and you trace. You want to trace a little bit on the outside. It doesn't have to be perfect yet, because you actually want to make it a little bit bigger than the mold, because you're going to trim some off. So there is the outline, and then you want to take some scissors and you want to cut it out. Alright, so I cut it out, and here I am in the back of my car, and I'm going to put it up against the window. And as you can see, it is a little too big, and that's good. That's what you want. And when you want to put it up against the window, and you want to see where it's going to need a little trimming. You can see it's going to need a little bit of trimming up top. It's a little too tall, and it's a little too wide. So I'm going to slowly take off portions at a time until it's like an exact fit. Alright, so I just finished cutting it and getting it just right. These are all little pieces that I cut off, one at a time, just to get it to just the right shape. So here you can see, you slide it in like that, and it goes up against the window. And what you want is like a few millimeters of space between the window cover and the plastic. You don't want it to be so tight that you can't get it out. You want a little tiny bit of wiggle room like that, you see, because you want because the fabric is going to make up for the light leaks, the little cracks that you see. Alright, so when you finish cutting out the plastic to the shape of the window, now it's time to glue the fabric to the plastic. And you want to get some newspaper or some old cardboard like I have right here and lay down the window cover on top of it, because it's going to have glue on it, because you're going to spray it everywhere. And another thing that's good to do is you want to, just to be safe, write the label one side, the part that goes against the window, just so you don't get confused and accidentally, glue the wrong side. This is the side that, presses against the window of the car. And the side that goes against the window is the one that you are going to glue fabric on first, because you're going to wrap the fabric around it, if that makes sense. So then you want to cut a piece of fabric that is about the same size as the plastic that's cut the shape of the window. You want it to have about 2 inches all the way around. Alright, so now I am going to spray this side, the side that goes against the window, with this spray adhesive. And you want to cover the entire thing with spray adhesive, and then when you're done, you lay the fabric flat on top of it, and then put pressure on it for about 30 seconds, and then let it sit for a few minutes to dry. There we go. I laid it flat on there, and you want to press it down, make sure it's nice and smooth and even, and let that fabric stick to it real well and dry. Now this is very strong spray adhesive, so you really need to be careful and make sure you lay it down completely flat the first time and just press down. And I would say wait about 5 minutes until you move it. Alright, so I've let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes and dry. You want to make sure you don't let the fabric stick to the cardboard or the newspaper you have underneath. Okay, so when you've done that, then you flip it over, and what you're going to do is you're going to spray adhesive along the edge of one of the flat sides. You do the corners and the arcs like this last. I'll show you how to do that. So you're going to spray the spray adhesive along the edge, and then you're going to fold this down, and you're going to hold it down right there until it dries enough to remove your hand. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this side up, but there's this arc in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it right in the middle, and I'm going to glue this, I'm going to pull it tight that way, glue it that way, and then glue this half, pull it tight, and glue it that way. So you want to go like that and pull it tight. Spray some spray adhesive there, pull that tight, and then spray some right here and pull that tight like that. Alright, and you really want to pull this tight as the glue is drying, because you want all of this fabric right here to be tight. So you want to go like that and just pull it as tight as you can while the glue is drying. And just get this little bit done first. Just get a little bit done at a time on these corners. Alright, and now we're going to spray some spray adhesive in here and pull this tight. And then you want to just pull it tight like this. Press it down. And you might want to wear rubber gloves because it's getting all over my fingers right now. I don't really care, but you know, if you want to do that, that's probably a good idea. Alright, so it's been sitting for a few minutes, and as you can see all along here, it's nice and tight, nice and snug. I have it glued down, and it's like pulled really tight against the plastic. So here I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of it along here. Alright, so now I'm going to do this side. I got this side done pretty well. You can see it's a nice solid piece. The fabric is wrapped around the edge pretty tight, and I'm going to go ahead and do this side. And you can flip it over after it's dried a little bit and put pressure on it like this, just to make it dry better and stick better. And you might have a few spots that aren't perfect, like right there. So I'm just going to spray it in there, press that down, you know, get the spots nice and snug. Alright, so the glue dried on the fabric, and as you can see, it came out pretty good. All the fabric is, you know, down and glued to the white plastic, which is what you want. And yeah, so now we are going to glue fabric to this side. So here you want to cut a piece of fabric that is about the shape of the window cover. You want it to be about this big, about 2 to 3 inches, or maybe like 3 to 4 inches all the way around, as you can see. Because what we're going to do now is glue this fabric, this black fabric, to this side, and then we're going to tuck it in like this, and I'm going to show you how to make little flaps like that, like little flaps all the way around. Alright, so you want to spray this side with spray adhesive. You want to spray the plastic and the cloth. And try not to get it all the way to the edge, because you're going to need about an inch right there to tuck the flaps in. And then you take the black fabric and you set it on there like that. You want to press it down real good, get it nice and wedged in all the little cracks and everything. Alright, and like I said, you want there to be a little bit of room there, because you're going to have to tuck this in and glue it like that. Alright, so I've had it setting for a minute. This is too much fabric around the edge, so I'm just going to trim it some more. trim some more off. So yeah, now we're gonna make the flap that covers all the light leaks. And what you want the flap to only be like maybe an inch, maybe a little over an inch, like that. So maybe like 2-3 inches of fabric right there, because you're gonna fold it over. You just want to tuck it in like this, and just do, you know, one little section at a time. You want to get the hot glue gun and just squeeze some glue down in there. It's not going to be perfect. You just want to put it in there, press this down, and just squeeze it all in that little crevice right there. Put pressure on it like this. Alright, and you're going to have a few folds and uneven cloth here and there. It's really not a big deal. You're not really looking for perfection, but yeah, so I just did all this, and now I'm just going to keep moving along. Just squeeze it down in there, all in here. Tuck it in. Alright, and like I said, you want the flap to be, you know, the little flap to be about an inch is about the right size. And just keep like tucking it in as the glue is drying and pressing down. Here's the hot glue dries really quick, so you gotta just tuck it in there and hold it like that. Like I said, there's going to be little folds here. It's not really a big deal. It's not going to affect anything. Alright, and yeah, like with the sides and the corners, you want to just go like this. You know, just fold them over. Just tuck them in like that. Get it nice and even. And then squeeze the glue down in there. Just squeeze a whole bunch of glue. Alright, you want to try to not let the glue leak out like I did here. It leaves little white spots, but you can kind of, you know, peel it off. You want to kind of keep the glue all under, you know, in the fabric. So I just got this part done, and then now on to the top part. Alright, so I just finished it and it came out good. I went around the edges and I made sure that the flap was glued down under here really well. I, you know, squirted hot glue in there, and I held it tight like that on all the spots. And one thing is right here on these edges where there's like where it's like folded down right there, I put the head of the hot glue gun in there, and I squeezed a bunch of glue in there, and then I pinched it like that so that it would the glue would dry and it would be closed shut like that, and that worked really good. It makes the fabric nice and firm, which is good. That makes it more sturdy. And I went around along all the edges and I made sure it was glued as close to the edge of the, you know, the plastic part as possible, so that the flap, you know, stays there. And one thing is you're gonna have like white glue spots like that, and one thing you can do to get rid of those, if you can't peel it off, some of them you can kind of peel off, but if you can't peel it off, you can just get a black Sharpie and just color it in. Now you're still gonna see it a little bit, but a little black spot is a lot better looking than a white spot. And here's one right here. Alright, so the window cover came out great, and here I am in the back of my car right now when I have it in sleep mode. This is where I sleep at night. I have a sleeping platform right here that folds out, and I push the front seat forward. And yeah, so this is I have all the window covers in right now, and as you can see, you can barely tell they're even there because the black fabric just kind of blends in with everything, you know. You can see how it just looks and feels better. And yeah, so this is the back of the car, this is the hatch, this is the window cover I just made. And here I'll show you what it looks like. So as you can see, it came out really good. It came out a lot better than the last one. It's a lot more sturdy, and the glue, the fabric is just holding up really well. And so yeah, here I'll show you how I put it in. I go like this, put it up against the window like that. There you go. And I just push it in like that, and it just stays like that. And the flap goes around and covers any light leaks. So you can't, there's no light leaking in, and there's no light leaking out either. And one thing I forgot to say is I have tinted windows. That's the other thing you want, is tinted windows, because you can't see these window covers. When you have tinted windows, the window covers combined with the tinted windows really makes it like the ultimate stealth factor, you know. If you had like clear windows, you might be able to see these window covers a tiny bit, but when you have tinted windows, you can't see them at all. It just looks like dark tinted windows. So I have my back windows tinted 5%, and I have the front windows tinted 35%. And yeah, I've been living and traveling in my car for a while now, cross country, and I've never had any issues with the places that I've stealth camped and slept in my car. And the other thing I forgot to say was that they insulate very well in the heat for the summer and the winter. And during the winter, like I noticed that when I would pull one of the window covers off, I would feel cold air just like rushing in the car. So this plastic really does insulate really well. And during the summer, when the sun is beaming on the car, like in the morning, for example, it really blocks the heat really well. Like I'll put, like, as soon as I take like one of them off, I can feel the heat from the sun coming in. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helps you, and let me know if you have any questions, and thanks. Have a good one.